Today is 9th of June 2016. Market open positive. There was a slight upward move. However, it fizzled out and eventually down 18.2843. This has been a very strong move and it broke the 200 days moving average. This is a second attempt in recent months. The first attempt was in April. It failed. In this attempt itself, today we have a wide range reversal bar, so it doesn't augur well. Support will be at 200 days moving average. The only consolation is that today volume is not high, so doesn't represent panic selling. But nevertheless, this bar doesn't really show very nice. If you notice over the last few bar, it was actually a small range and today is a wide range. So 200 days is a significant support. I'd like to see how we actually react when approaching that. Immediate resistance will be today intraday high. The more obvious one is at 2,900. If we take a look at the 5-minute charts of the STI, open positive. There was a slight upward move and it fizzled out and trade below yesterday's low. Now let's take a look at the strong stocks. We'll be discussing this stock for a long while. This is Best World and today there's a severe sell down now 31 cent rather. Mentioned in the forum itself that this is an accelerated move, so you got to be very careful. And this proved to be the end of this trend. Now, obviously today you have gotten out of the position if you have that. Okay, mentioned that actually you've been going up low volume. This is unhealthy. Now this chart pattern is very damaged, so on a short-term basis, it's not likely to perform. Let's take a look at City Neon. Now the stocks broke out here very nicely, make a successive high. Over here, last 4-day pullback. Today pullback has a bit of volume, so you got to watch out. This stock actually moved up with gaps, which is positive in that sense, but today this gap is covered. Even though the gap is small, we generally like to actually provide some kind of support, so I'd like to see whether you can hold there. Right now here, of course, we have a big dipper step up 2-bar count back high as this high here of 845. MN2 Asia, this stock is all-time high, a very nice break over here. And today trade a what do you call that? A low volume reversal bar, small dip bar high here. It's at 865. ARA Asset Management. Now this stock actually moved up, but with much bigger pullback. If you notice, this is what I mean. Look for the stock to break over this intraday high here of 1435. The more obvious oil and gas stock that actually run is actually China Aviation Oil. Over here we have a very nice consolidation pattern that was mentioned in the video, and there was a trust breakout and pullback, and then eventually broke out again, and then we have another trust bar. Just be very mindful whenever you have a long bar like this with high volume. It does indicate that this is an exhaustion move. This is what happened the next day. It actually closed poor. Today trade inside there. That's really a consolation. Again, I like to see the stock trade inside way, eventually break above this high here of 1225. IPO stocks, Acromac. There was an attempt to break this. Is a contraction setup, but eventually rejecting the high. Look for the stock to break above 60 cents. Jumbo. This stock has a period of consolidations. In fact, it consolidated for months before there was this attempt, pullback and break out nicely over here. This is the first pullback after the breakout, and this is the second pullback. Low volume though. This is a small dipper setup. Bar high is 62 cents. Now Jaffa, after a period of consolidations, today break quite aggressively with the gap, but it didn't close well. Notice the volume is getting very high, so likely to pull back. Now this is the consolidations I was referring to, and in fact it doesn't really show very nice move. It's only thing that on yesterday itself there was a picked up in volume, and of course the news appeared there was a placement to a investor, and today it responded with a gap. The fact that actually we have a bar so long that it trade off high, so it's likely to pull back. It will take some time, and during the pullback itself we look for setup. Likely to consolidate, and then we just look for patiently wait for the next break. Mentioned in the previous video, 800 super. Here we have very nice contraction breakouts, and here we have another breakout. Today, pullback, extremely low volume, small dipper. Bar high here is 74 cents. This is CDL. Notice a very big gap, and it actually tests this resistance here. It's now right now hovering there. Today it's actually trading low volume. You need to patiently wait for this to break above this high here, or about $9. $9.02, $9. So that is the region there. Look for a decisive break with increased volume. We also see that in DBS approaching the resistance. Perhaps DBS is a much stronger bank stocks. Notice actually at the resistance is actually hovering there. Even though high volume, notice the bar is just small. Wait for it to finish and eventually test above this resistance here about 1602. Compare that with OCBC and UOB. This is OCBC. Today bars actually is quite negative. We notice it's quite far from its resistance, and this move is not that strong. And today it actually trade a wide range reversal bar. Generally not very nice. Likewise for UOB. Notice actually opened with a gap and it failed, trading a wide range again. This is generally negative. Some of the oil and gas stocks, beside China Aviation Oil, that's an impressive move is Israel currently hot. Notice there was this long thrust bar. Again, depending on what's the announcement, and then we just trade accordingly. Do not chase stock, that's important. Izon. Most of the oil and gas stock today pull back. If you notice, Izon here opens with a gap, and it actually failed, trade right into the previous bar. Again, look to see how it actually pull back from here. If it's a shallow pullback, there's possibility of upside move. Oil has made new high and there's retracing right now. If you take a look at stock like Capital Corp, we can see similar patterns, wide range reversal bar here. Alright, so again likely to pull back. You see that also in Sembcorp Marine. Resource stocks, there is strong recently. Olam, if you notice, very strong inbound trend pullback. This is a second leg. Today trade inside there. Again, like to actually wait for it to finish. Eventually break above this high here of 1935. First resource stock was trying to reverse. Again, today trade off high. Look for a pullback from here. By the time you break out again, the 1326 would have turned up. That will be positive. United Engineers is doing a nice consolidation patterns. Okay, obviously here we have some bars here that's providing some kind of resistance to an upside move. You'd like to see it break very decisively to the intraday high here of 239. Just be mindful. Resistance support is not one line, so it's a zone rather. So that area we'd like to actually see very convincing move with increased volume. Now there are some weak stocks, but generally right now markets can be quite challenging to short. Some of those stocks that are weak even have rebounds. If we take a look at Noble, there's a rebound. So perhaps from here itself, you see how we actually react. After this finished downward move, perhaps we can look for opportunity to actually shorts. Even stock like Wintide that was weak when the stock was when the other stock was moving, it actually broke down. But you notice there's a throwback. So more likely become range bound. Again, we have to patiently wait for it to complete and take the cue on the markets to trade either long or shorts. But again, if it's long, there are other better stocks to see. So shorting become a challenge, and some of the big cap stocks have wide range reversal bar. We might to look at those stocks that provide us better opportunity.